In this short video, I will tell you about the functionality of our web-based software, hvacr.cloud software. So now you see the first model of our system, of our software, and you see how a building is being designed in our software. So you see now the design of the walls. Now you see that some windows are installed, the doors are installed, and then after one floor is ready, you can just copy it to other floors as usual and change anything you want. So here is the resultant building, and here's the resultant design of the building. Now let's concern the energy model of the same building. You can choose the floor you want, remove the ceilings, and see that different structures are in different colors. So the inner walls are green, the outer walls are yellow, and you also see orange radiators under the windows. So the radiators are placed automatically by our plugin. Certainly, if you want, you can remove some or change them. It's the main part for the designer is to look at the colors and check that the model is correct. Now let's consider some tables that you need to fill with parameters so that the plugin can calculate cooling load and heating load. So this is a table for rooms. Here you input the temperatures, the winter temperature, the summer temperature, and other parameters for calculation. And this is the table for analytical surfaces types. So here are all the surfaces that the plugin, the system calculated. And after the calculation, you get the results, the reports in Excel format. For example, here is the report on cooling load, and before you saw a report on heating loads. So it's a quite detailed report, but if you want to have an even more detailed report, you can choose any room and see, for example, this report that contains the information on heating, cooling loads for each hour. Now let's consider the piping system, the heating system, and the hydraulic calculation of a heating system. So as you saw, the radiators were already placed, and now you see how the pipes are being designed in our web application. Now they are copied and a little bit edited, and we get the final design of our heating system. After we've designed our heating system, we want to certainly calculate it. So here are the parameters you need to input to calculate a heating system. Different parameters, maximum linear losses, maximum fluid velocity, and so on. You immediately after the calculation get the report on critical path. You get the pressure drop, you get the information on each part of your system. And what's important, you see the balancing tree. Even if you haven't placed your valves, balancing valves, this balancing tree will show you where you need your balancing valves. In Excel, you can download the information on balancing valves. So for every valve in your system, you see all the parameters. And certainly you see the settings of the corresponding valves. Now let us go to the ventilation part. And first of all, let's configure and calculate air handling unit. So this is supply exhaust ventilation air handling unit. We've added 2 silencers and a cooler. Here you input all the parameters for your calculation. Let's change airflow to 15,000 and push the calculate button. Now the calculation has been started. We wait it to be ended. Here you see the result. So here is the graphics with all dimensions. You can change the dimensions if you want. if something is wrong for you. Here you see all the charts of the fans. You see all the technical data. You see the noise characteristics, and you see the automation for this air handling unit. All this information is also available in PDF format. So here it is, all the data. Now let us consider the design of ventilation system, again in a web browser, in our software. So this is our older program. You see that we are now designing a small ventilation system. We've already put 3 diffusers, and now we're designing the ducts. So we've designed 1 duct, and now we're connecting it to the diffusers, and we use vertical outer connection to connect them. So now they are connected, and we need to add valves or dampers. So we choose the dampers we need and insert it to the correct places. The important thing is that you do not need to choose the sizes of the ducts or sizes of the dampers. After the calculation, they will be sized automatically. So we've inputted some parameters and started the calculation. As you see, the sizes of the ducts changed, and the dampers now have all the parameters. The size of dampers also changed. Now let's consider a VRF system. It's designed almost in the same way as we showed you for ventilation. So here is some 2D graphics, some 2D plan, and you see the result of design. So here is the VRF system. In fact, there are 7 VRF systems, and you can see all the reports on each VRF system, the hydraulic scheme, and all the technical data for each system. And yet again, I'd like to tell you that our software is quite fast, though it works in browser. You can work with quite complicated models in our software. So everything that I showed you is web-based.